watching On the Town, and I'm your host, Tanya. This week, we have a special topic, one of my favorite things to talk about, graffiti. Um, and I don't know, for many of you, it's been a while since we did a show on graffiti, but we thought it'd be what better time now than to do one. So, with me today, I have a special guest. But first, I just wanted to look around and see what word they came up for, what they came up with for graffiti. So I came up with this. If you go way back in ancient Egypt, graffiti was here since the biblical times in Egypt, defined as writing or drawing a scribble, the scratched or sprayed illicitly on a wall or other surface in a public place. So in the 1960s started a new era, a new form of graffiti, I call it. Traditional canvas and oil was the mediums to create art, and pretty much the Louvre or the MoMA was an artist's dream to see their work. But for those living in urban environments facing harder times, a new way to express creativity required thinking out of the box. The new backdrop, instead of canvas, shiny metal trains that ride everywhere, brick or any plain walls, and a can of Krylon became the new thing, all in the name of fame. So my guest today is one of graffiti's greatest legends, who was a part of the legendary Art Partners in the 1970s. She's the director at the New York City Graffiti Art Event and Visitor Center. He's also the co-director and Graffiti Hall of Fame and producer and host of Graffiti NYC. Please give it up for my guest, Mr. James Tops. Welcome, James. Hi.
Well, welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no, thank you for coming and checking out with us. We knew if we had to talk about the state of graffiti, you was the man to call.
Right. Thank you.
So what's been going on? What is the current state of graffiti, especially like during this, corona pandemic going on?
Well, like everybody, our careers have been put on hold. We'd have been really painting right now. And when I mean we, I mean everybody, just not myself, but everybody would have been out there as soon as it got a little warm and, getting their skills back together, trying to shake off some of that rust.
Yes.
And have a lot more creativity as far as coming from graffiti art concerned. Right now, people are painting, but I would feel not as much as they would if this wasn't going on because, a lot of people gathering is a no-no right now.
Right.
Until the government actually tells us that we can gather in larger numbers, people are trying to be safe, and we're trying to be safe too. We care about the lives of others, and we care about our lives, and we're trying to be safe just like everybody else out there. There is some painting, but not as much as it usually would be.
Right.
At this particular time.
Right.
We've been devastated like everybody else, and I'm sure a lot of graffiti artists were looking for some of these relief funds, and I think that there was nowhere to turn to as far as we're concerned, asking for aid as far as, our careers is concerned, because, we couldn't do any commission jobs.
Right.
We couldn't sell paintings.
Yeah, that's
Just
hard.
now, I think people are starting to realize, virtually we can probably try to sell something, but it's much different than a normal. And I think a lot of people don't have those sorts of contacts. I think right now is a really low period as far as we're concerned, our creativity, as well as our way of life, how we usually did things, and we're selling our art. I think everything is low. And like I said, society has, and we basically have a system where we could raise money for people that need money, and there was nowhere for us to go.
Well, what do you think? Now maybe you guys will get together collectively and figure out something. Like they have the Writers Guild, they have this guild and that guild. Why don't they have something for graffiti artists?
Yeah. I think since this happened, it's even more reason for us to try to settle any disagreements amongst ourselves,
exactly.
and this way be organized for when something like this happens again. We have a headquarters to relay our frustrations and our energies of solving some of these problems for. Even more reason for us to have a graffiti center,
right?
Which can focus on this art form.
Yes,
we that in New York City. We don't have that in New York City. Now there is a graffiti museum in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, Florida, right.
So far away from Miami, Florida, without issues and our needs. We need something here in the mecca of this art form, which is New York City.
So why don't you guys? I don't understand why you guys don't have like a. I guess it would be sort of like a union of some sorts, because that's how WAG does it. You pay a membership fee, maybe a small amount, something that's affordable for everybody. That way, if there is hard times, boom, they help each other out.
Well, you know what? It sounds good, and maybe we could do something like that. I think what it comes down to now that this happened, we see more reason for us to get together and for us to organize and for us to be a part of an organization that represents us on a lot of different levels.
Right.
And I applaud what's going down there in Miami, and it's a great place. I can't wait to get down there myself. But as a New Yorker, and this being the mecca of this art form, we need something here.
Absolutely.
I think what I had for the last 2 years, as far as the New York City Graffiti Event Center, was a great start in achieving that. But we fell short in a lot of different ways. The first thing is that we basically did not have the space to achieve many of our goals. We wanted to put on a whole lot of other sorts of productions, such as films. We wanted to have symposiums. Actually, we wanted to do plays and have performances. But our space was so short, so it sort of limited us.
Right.
I'm currently working with some other people on trying to find a much larger space for us in order to achieve this and also to get more people to come to whatever we come up with as far as the space is concerned. But I would feel some sort of graffiti center or museum here in New York is definitely a must within the next few years, just to help us with situations such as this.
Yes.
Myself, I've been very busy being creative. I'm working on a short documentary about the coronavirus here uptown in Harlem, a different perspective than what I feel other people are going to have, because I do live in Harlem. And just how it affected the people in Harlem. I'm sure a lot of other people have been doing a lot of other things, because we had a lot of time on our hands. And I was busy actually still documenting.
Wow. Well, that's basically what you've been up to. You're working on all that, trying to get all that together for everybody else.
I don't have sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can hear you now.
Yep, that's all right. It happens. This is Zoom. We're live and no frills. So basically, you're just trying to get all that together. Have you worked on any new projects? In the beginning, while I was talking, I showed some of your pieces, and really great pieces, by the way. That silver is smoking, by the way, smoking.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you. I always work on different projects. I have something here. Here, I don't know if you can see this here.
Yes.
This is my latest afro.
Oh yes. Nice.
This is the Kobe afro.
Wait, go back a little bit. Let me see.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the colors is fire. You see my color, right? I got the yellow.
Oh yeah, you got the same yellow.
I'm ready.
And I'm working on that one still. I showed it, but it wasn't finished. And then I also shown this one here.
Hold it higher. Hold it higher.
Yep.
Hold it higher. Yeah, now I can see. Yeah, that's burning.
Now?
Yeah, that's what's up. Nice.
Okay.
Your colors are amazing. Your colors.
Oh well, the orange and the red and the green, real hot.
Yes. Now what? I'm just curious. What you be using, Krylon?
Well, I use a lot of different mediums.
Okay. Nice.
Mostly paint markers and brush,
Okay.
even acrylic paints.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of use all mediums as far as my artwork is concerned. I do tags. I do a lot of stuff with tags. I do a lot of throw up stuff. I've been doing throw ups my whole life,
Nice.
and I do a lot of wild style outlines. So I kind of do it oil. Do it oil.
That
I want
sounds good.
stuff, larger stuff on canvases.
Nice. I was gonna say I know even with your boy Keo, I saw something he did, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know he could paint like that. You guys are so talented. People don't know. I think they're just starting to find out now. But back in the day, they thought, oh, they just spray on some paint, on some trains, and that's it.
I think
they don't.
Thought it was going to be a fad.
Yeah, but
and that it wasn't going to last.
Oh yeah, but they don't know. I mean, I'm surprised at how many of you paint like freaking better than Picasso or David. Or I mean, I saw one dude. What's his name? He was on the interview I did with you thousands of years ago. With the Afro Latino dude. Something with a something with a D. I forgot his name, but he paints the women and he makes them look so beautiful and sexy. I forgot his name, but when I saw that, I was like, dang, man, ready for the museums. Everybody, like
there is an awful lot of talent,
yes.
Especially in New York City.
Oh,
it's the mecca for this art form.
Yes.
More reason why we need to organize and get ourselves together.
Yes.
And get people behind us to support us in our efforts of taking this art form to the next level. I applied for a lot of different relief funds, and I got rejected on all of them. And someone with my record and my sort of history got rejected. You can imagine just regular guys trying to survive out there and how much they were getting rejected.
Right.
As far as funding was concerned, because this pandemic shut everything down.
Everything. It's I've never seen nothing like. Well, no one's ever seen anything like this. But I can imagine for artists.
Brand new.
No, even actors are having a hard time too. They're another group. Anybody in the arts.
Yeah, they can't do no production work. I mean, everybody was doing this sort of thing.
Yes.
All right, but you need to be in the studio.
Exactly. Even me with TV, I'm like, well, we're zooming it for now, but I don't have the Oprah crew to come out and send me a nice camera and So
and now you really need good equipment now to pull this kind of stuff off.
You do, but you know what? As long as they get the message, that's all I care about. Because I've always been about I've always been about the people and the message versus pretty and glammed out, and that's nice, but whatever.
So, an awful lot of the legendary graffiti artists died during this period.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about next. Yes, we got
Stan, let's make it happen.
Yeah, Stan 153. What Phase?
Phase
Stan,
2. Phase 2.
Yeah, Lava.
There was another guy by the name of Cess.
Cess.
Recently, Nick 707, who died directly because of coronavirus.
Yes.
So Lava 1 and 2, one of the great names in this art form.
Yes.
I did something special on Stan 153 on my television show Graffiti NYC. Him and Yes Mandel. And then I also did something for Lava 2, which you can check out on my YouTube channel.
Lava 2.
707. As soon as I heard he passed away, I gave a call to my friend at the Source magazine, shout out Shabi Allah, for doing a feature on Nick 707.
Oh, nice.
Recently, there was another guy that passed away. His name was Kes 5. And recently, it just seems to be a number of graffiti artists passing away. And we do need a forum to celebrate the lives and the careers of somebody.
Yes. Well, also, do you think it has like a lot? I know a lot of you guys that paint. Some of you guys, I've seen some of y'all wearing the mask because the paints are toxic. But I know back in the day, nobody was doing that. So I'm,
no, because we didn't know the dangers of the paints and the materials that made up the paints and and how they would harm us.
Yes, your liver, kidneys, all that.
Is the Wiz
Yes.
sort of was affected by long-term inhaling these films. But protect yourself.
Yes.
There's a lot more education out there now. Protect yourself.
That's what I was going to ask you. What would you say to a young kid coming up now? Protect yourself.
Protect yourself. They got paints now that are less harmful than things that we used back in the day, which contain a lot more lead and other poisons in them. So you want to, and if you're a parent, you want to make sure that your kids are using the less toxic paints, and they do have them out on the market. Some of them are a little more expensive, but I think when it comes down to your health, there's no expense too much
to save your life, right? Right, because you can't do nothing if you're not here. But I want to ask you something. What do you think was contributed by some of the artists that passed away, like Lava, maybe? What was something?
Lava was, he's had some health issues over the last 2 years, and he was a fighter all the way to the end. The one that I felt that caught us most by surprise was Nick 707.
Okay, but what was his style? What was his style that he contributed to the graffiti scene?
Well, Stan was.
Stan, I know.
Yeah, I mean Stan was in the early 1970s. He grew up here in Harlem. Was an inspiration to people like Justa, 159, TJ 159. An original member of the 3 Yard Boys.
Did he create the bubble letters or no? Was it somebody else?
Well, no, he did not create the bubble letters. I don't know who they gonna claim
give credit
letters, but you probably got somebody out there to say that it was me. But
no, because I wanted to see who. I keep trying to find out who originally created that style, and then there was the blocking style. Like there's so many different styles. I'm like, somebody started that.
I think when it comes down to certain styles, as far as art form is concerned, some people do get credit, but there's some people that don't get the credit because there's other people that said that they did it.
Yes.
So,
and it's all about the fame, isn't it?
They was doing it before he was doing it.
Right.
One thing for sure, I mean, when it comes down to one particular art form, as far as style is concerned, graffiti art, the throw up was a technique that was used, perfected, and mastered in the mid-70s by the art partners would stand for top. It really became a legitimate a style form with this art form when N1 of top made a bid to become the king of the whole city.
Right. And
that was one of the greatest achievements of this art form. A lot of people.
That's what I was going to ask you. That wasn't that I think it was Wes that told me that. I said, "Why'd you get into graffiti?" He said, "Because I wanted to be famous." I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah. Well, there's still more room for fame in the game.
Yes.
You got people out there painting now because they don't know what's going to happen with the world. A lot of people are feeling this anxiety and feel that they got to paint more out there.
It's changed up a little.
They don't know what the future is going to lie. So some people are getting. There's a surge in graffiti art here in New York City right now.
Of course.
Putting their bids out there to get that fame.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still fame in this game to be got.
Yes.
And that's cool. I mean, people like me that's been famous a long time, but there's some younger guys out there that's looking to put their bid in to get some fame too.
Yes. Well, what's the new way? Because I mean, I guess it's only through the gallery now because you really can't be doing those subway cars anymore.
Well, you know what? The galleries is one thing, and
movies.
Well, yeah.
You get your piece shown in the movie. That's popping right there.
Fashion.
Yep.
Of course, film.
Yep.
I don't know about the culinary arts, but
Yes.
you know, somebody's going to start dibbling dabbling in that. Maybe we need a graffiti restaurant
That would be
in New
dope.
York City. I mean, if anywhere it should be here in New York City. You
That's
know,
right. You be bigging up New York City. I hear that.
there's millions of people that come here every year to see the art here in New York City, and we need an established place where it's very welcoming,
Yes.
very entertaining, very educational.
Yes. A museum type thing.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
we cannot get around that here in New York City.
Maybe you could start with like, I mean, you got to talk to someone in politicians over there downtown and see who you need signatures. What you need?
It's going to be an effort that I feel that the city of New York has got to get involved and save one its cultural
Yes.
icons as far as art is concerned. And that's graffiti art. Each year we losing more and more space other art forms that look close to our art form, but it's not our art form, such as street art.
Right.
Difference between graffiti art and street art
Yes.
is that graffiti art, the focus of graffiti art is on the letters.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you, the difference. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes,
so on the letters. So
fundamental difference is the focus on the art form, because this art form styles have been passed down from generation to generation. There's still no place in New York City where this art form is accredited.
Exactly.
You cannot get a degree, whether it's an associate or a bachelor's art degree in graffiti art. Every now and then, they let us have a course in graffiti art. And by the way, I've been the only graffiti art to teach this in two different
I saw that.
institutions. One was Hostos Community College in 2007. When I first started, it was widespread protesting. And then again in 2016 at City College, where I also taught the art form there too.
Brilliant.
So around the world, you cannot find a university that accreditates this art form. We need to change that too.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that we need to do in order to take this art form to the next level so that it can directly help us get respect and legitimacy, and where this art form can have a future at.
Right.
And I'd like to say big ups to those guys down there in Miami for the graffiti museum down there.
Yes.
Need something up and running.
Right.
And now we need to do something very similar to that here in New York City.
Well, somebody needs to fly down there and talk with whoever organized that and figure out what they did, and then now model right here.
I think when it comes down, there's in the Wynwood district, which is an art district, so it's a little different dynamics now than it is here.
Absolutely.
In New York.
And they like to beautify their streets and stuff because the sunshine.
Yeah. In New York, there's a lot of politics. You got a lot of people that don't like this art form.
Yes, they think it's like vandalism.
And
I was like, well, if you put it in a museum, it's not vandalism.
No, well, you need to look around the world where this art form is pretty much accepted as a legitimate art form, and people respect it, and people pay to possess art.
I mean,
and to bring in artists from all over the world to come there to speak to people too.
Look at Basquiat. When he was out there painting with all you guys, right? Now his piece sold for $1 million, something crazy.
Well, his piece is worth more than $1 million. All of them. $1 million would be cheap for anything coming from him and his legacy.
Yes.
I think we need to celebrate the contributors of this art form now while they're still alive. You have to remember, this art form flourished here in New York City in the late 60s and the early 70s. And those same pioneers that contributed to the styles of this art form are still alive.
Yes.
Now, I think if we wait for another 20 years, a lot of them will not be here. And we need to do that now while we can, especially here in New York City. And definitely big up, man, to those pioneers, especially my man, FDT.
That's what I was going to ask. Name me 5 of your top.
His name was the first name I seen when I went to the train yards. And every time I talk to him, it's an honor and a privilege. Someone like him that I first seen in the early 1970s. He's still alive today.
Wow.
And it's a shame that we can't honor these great contributors. And he's not the only one that's still alive. People like Flint 707.
Oh, wow.
We just lost Lava.
Right,
we need
Lava.
somewhere to cement their contributions and legacies right here in New York City.
So what? I mean, these. What are your who else are your favorite top fives?
Well, a lot of my top guys are, of course, in my crew. You know, the guys that I grew up with, Jazz Hurst, Mickey Two Top, and you know, Dondi.
Dondi.
You know, so to me, I'm a little bit biased.
Of course.
You know, but you know what? I'm a fan of this, you know, too. And I love all those guys who gave contributions and still continue to give contributions. And this is an art form that's still in evolution.
Right.
You know, yeah, there's more incredible style. I feel like a dinosaur. As you know, my painting and my styles are concerned, as far as these new artists are concerned, they have so much promise, and this art form is going to continue going well past into the next century.
Absolutely. Well, we only have like less than 10 minutes left, but I did have a graffiti fan write in and ask a couple of questions.
Sure.
So I wanted to get to those. Ryan out from LA asked, what age did you start doing graffiti?
Probably somewhere near 10.
Wow.
And
an OG.
You know, early. You know, those times were much different. I started very, very early. I think we formed Top.
Okay.
I was probably almost 13. I don't think I was 13 when we finally got solidified. I was probably 13. I think by the time that I was 17, we was things of crazy lines here in New York City.
Well, that was his next question. What was your favorite line to hit?
My favorite
Will that incriminate you, by the way?
No, it will not, because it's well past the statute of limitations.
You sure about that? Ask Keo.
We talking about the mid to the early 1970s.
Okay.
I used to live in the Lewis Chase Pink Houses.
Oh, Pink Houses.
Directly across the street from the biggest I&D yard, which was the Pink Yard.
Yeah.
And across the street from that. Actually, I used to play in those yards even before I started writing graffiti, which made it very comfortable for me being there long hours and going there by myself and to make a name for myself.
Right.
So I hope that answers this question.
Yes, you did. He has one more. Just one
Sure.
more. If you could hit any train today, what would it be?
The 3 line.
Which one?
The 3 line. I live on the 3 line. That was the last.
The 3. Wait. The 3.
I hit. And
Wait.
I ride the 3 line all the time, man. My home station is 148th and Lenox Terminal. So
I hear you.
Harlem.
I hear you.
Big up to the people in Harlem, by the way.
Yes, big up to Harlem. So, so I can't believe a half an hour has gone already, but so basically you're going to be working on, well, you did the Graffiti Hall of Fame, didn't you?
And
2020.
I do have some good news.
Yes, go ahead. Break it down.
We got about 5 minutes. The 2020 version of the New York City Graffiti Hall of Fame, 106 and Park Avenue, will take place this year.
Oh, wow. It will?
More information, and it takes place once a year. It's the most prestigious place in the world to paint graffiti art and to see graffiti art. And we have the most famous address in hip-hop culture. Don't let nobody ever tell you that there's another place more famous than the Graffiti Hall of Fame when it comes down to hip-hop culture, because they are mistaken.
Okay.
The first element of hip-hop culture, and our address, 106th Street and Park Avenue, is the most famous address in this culture.
Yes.
And for more information on how to get involved, whether it's by being an artist, being a vendor, being a sponsor, or just RSVP p.m. to the event. Email me at nycgraffitievent@gmail.com. I'm going to say that one more time.
We got it up. We put it up for you.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. A big shout out to my sister. Today's her birthday. I got 7 sisters.
What's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Linda.
Oh, Linda, happy birthday, Linda.
And happy birthday. I ain't going to tell them your age now.
She only 25.
Shout out to Janet Mackin,
yes.
Chris Purcell,
yes.
Stephanie Ann Young.
Okay.
Of course, her son.
Yes.
Very talented.
I got a shout out too. I got a shout out.
Go ahead.
Shout out to my nephew Jermaine Cooper, whose birthday is tomorrow, and my cousin William. It was his birthday. Kevin, one of my cousins, was yesterday. So happy birthday to them.
Shout out to Keo, man.
Keo.
To you.
Yes.
A long time ago when you had me on this.
That's right. I still got that tape. I still got it on DVD.
21 years? Hey,
20. Yeah, that's been 21 years at least. Yeah, my show's been on the air for 23 years. Yeah.
Let's run it. Make sure they see my shows.
Yes. I put that on there. I got you. Hey, so you guys, I can't believe. Huh?
Thank you.
I thank you. I can't believe our time is up, James. This always happens to us. But anytime you got something coming up, please be my guest to come on. And I got all your information on the screen. Anybody you want to reach out, the information is there for you. You got his Instagram, you got his Facebook, website, everything. Graffiti NYC, you got the live stream, you got the time it airs. So just hit us up. And that's about all the time we have, guys. So please check us out on our YouTube channel, On the Town with Tanya. And please share, like, and subscribe. Remember, this is No Frills TV, just artists and hosts, and you are our guests. Thank you very much. And until next week, I'm your host, Tanya. Thank you, James. You're the best.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Peace, Stan 153. Rest in peace.